Good. So just a quick little background on what Clean Heat is. It's part of PlaNYC, which is New York City's sustainability plan. There's lots of different initiatives in PlaNYC, but the one that Clean Heat most is really developed for is to address air quality. And this is because the city realized that PM 2.5 emissions, or soot pollution that comes from heavy heating oils, so number 4, number 6 oil, are responsible for really dire health impacts in the city. We're talking about hospitalizations, ER visits, especially for asthma, and even premature deaths. So as a result, the Department of Environmental Protection wanted to regulate these oils and start phasing them out. So this is happening in 2 phases. The first one has already started last year in July. And basically what's happening is DEP is not renewing or issuing new permits for 6. And since these permits expire every 3 years, or on a three-year basis, there'll be no more number 6 systems permitted in New York City by July 2015. The same exact thing is going to happen for number 4 fuel oil, except it's going to happen a little later. So it's going to start in 2027, and all number 4 will be phased out by 2030. And even though that sounds like it's really far off into the future, this deadline actually might happen a lot sooner than you realize, because starting after 2015, DEP is not going to is not going to issue new permits for 4. So if you have to replace a boiler or a burner, you're going to have to go to the cleanest fuel available to you at that point. So it really makes sense for all buildings burning 4 or 6 to start thinking about what they want to convert to now. And to help you do that, the Clean Heat program was set up by the Mayor's Office to work with buildings that are burning 4 and 6 to help them get into compliance as quickly and as easily as possible. So we do that, and we offer 3 main services. The first is technical assistance. We have a great team of account managers that will work directly one-on-one with your buildings to talk about your projects and help assess what options and what resources are available to you. We also can connect you to financial assistance. This is mainly in the form of financing. And our account managers can help you walk you through that. Or you can check out our website where all our financing partners are listed. You can take a look at what they're offering and see what works for you. We also, of course, run this website, nyc.gov/cleanheat. It has all the information about this program, about Clean Heat in general. Pretty much all the information you need to get started with your conversion can be found there. You can also reach us by our 2 hotlines. We have an email hotline. Again, it's that info@nyccleanheat.org address. Or you could even just call us through 311. Just call 311 and ask for Clean Heat, and you'll be able to talk to one of the account managers right away. So the last little bit of background about the program is that Clean Heat is fuel neutral. As long as you're moving away from 4 or 6, we're going to help you move to any of these cleaner burning fuels listed here. But of course, today we're here to talk about liquid fuels. So that's ultra-low sulfur number 2. We call it ULS 2. That can come with biodiesel blends. So before we get started with more about the program, it would be great to know about who's on the line here. So here's a little quick poll. If you're able to join us through ReadyTalk, you can go ahead and vote for what fuel your building is burning now. If you're a property manager that works with a number of buildings, what's the heaviest fuel? So if any of your buildings burn 6, click 6. All right, so we got a lot of trades on the line, but we also have a lot of number 6 burners. So definitely this is something that you guys need to be thinking about now. So we're really glad that you're joining us. All right, so why liquid fuels? Why are we even talking about this? Well, there are a lot of different advantages to switching from heavy heating oils to the cleaner liquid options available. The first one, and the one that probably everyone here online is most interested in, is that this can help you save money. Heavy heating oils have inefficiencies innately in that fuel, so your system is not going to be burning as efficiently as possible. This causes waste in terms of money and also in terms of maintenance. Again, also if you go to the cleanest liquid fuels now, you're going to be in compliance for the long run. So If you go to number 2 with biodiesel now, you're not going to have to think about that second phase regulation. You also won't have to, say if you're running 6 now and you go to 4, well, guess what? In a few years, you're just going to have to do that conversion again, which again is wasted time, wasted money. You want to think about going to the cleanest fuel now so you can just set it and forget it. The next thing is that there's a lot of different advantages to biodiesel specifically. There's tax credits available that you can cash in and that we can help you connect to, and some of our conversion specialists can help you connect to. We also expect to see more biodiesel availability in the city now and in the future. Already, all liquid fuel in the city includes 2% biodiesel. So you're already burning biodiesel probably without even realizing it. So might as well increase that percentage and really take advantage of what's available. And then the last part here is also by going to a cleaner liquid fuel, you're going to reduce your greenhouse gas emissions, and you're almost going to completely eliminate your PM2.5 emissions. So again, this is about the health of your building, but also of your city and your community. So I know a lot of people can be skeptical about this, so here's just 2 more pieces of information to help convince you. Over here on the left, you see kind of a basic illustration of what happens with a boiler tube when you're burning a heavy heating oil. In this case, we're talking about 4. And studies have shown that as little as 1/8 of an inch of soot deposit in these boiler tubes can create an inefficiency of 8.5%. So that's an 8.5% efficiency loss in your entire system, which is actually really significant. And what it means is that you're going to be paying for gallons of oil and wasted electricity that's not going to heat, that's just going into that system. If you want to learn more about this particular part, our account managers have tools that can help you understand how this looks right in your building, help you compare a conversion to 4 versus 2. So again, feel free to reach out to us, call 311, and we're happy to walk this through you in more detail. On the right, we have this illustration here. So of course, that building in the center, we all know it's the Empire State Building. And that gigantic red block around it, that shows the volume of air that's saturated by PM2.5. Again, that's one of the most dangerous emissions that we have in the air for our health. So that volume of air, that big red block, that's just 1 pound of PM2.5. And the average building that can participate in clean heat that's burning 4 and 6 now emits over 200 pounds of PM2.5 annually. So this is a really big impact for not just you and your building, but really for the entire city. So it's important to act soon. So to help you do that, the Clean Heat Program has launched the ULS Conversion Specialist Program. And basically this is just, it was developed to deliver more options to buildings pursuing cleaner liquid fuel solutions. So the program reviews proposals from private companies that service this market, so usually that's oil providers or service providers. And once these proposals are approved, these companies can work directly with buildings that want to make the transition to cleaner heating oils and offer them incentives and different services. If your building is interested in participating, all you need to be is burning a heavy fuel oil and be located somewhere in the 5 boroughs. Go and check out our website listed here. Look at all the different options that are available to you, and you can go ahead and connect directly with those companies right there. All their contact information is there. You could also always contact one of our account managers, and we can talk you through it as well. All right, so we keep on talking about incentives and services, but let's actually talk about them. What's on the table here and what's being provided? So we have a few of the companies that are offering, that are participating in this here in the room, and they're going to talk you through what's available and what they're offering right now. So I'm going to turn it over first to Tri-State.
Hi, this is Darren Duckworth with Tri-State Biodiesel. We are a local diesel distributor, diesel/biodiesel blend distributor. In other words, we do just deliver whatever diesel products the customer is looking for, but we do recommend that people take advantage of state tax incentives, either for over the road, but in this particular case for the heating oil, which amounts to 1 penny per percentage of biodiesel in the blend. So in other words, if you're getting a 2% blend, you're eligible for a 2 cent per gallon tax credit or rebate by the end of the year. If you go up to 20% or higher, you're eligible for a 20 cent per gallon tax credit or rebate, which can amount to quite a bit of money for the bigger oil users in the city. Now, one of our special programs that we've been promoting lately is the B100 program, which takes you to a zero carbon footprint can save you up to 40 cents per gallon, including the incentives and the lower cost, and basically reduces your maintenance requirements on the boiler. The standard product is a 20% biodiesel, which is a drop-in replacement for your regular number 2 heating oil, which reduces your emissions by 20%. And you still get a savings on the out-of-the-gate price on your fuel, but you are eligible for the 20 cents per gallon savings. Now, when you're looking to converting to a cleaner fuel, going to either one of these options just requires switching to a number 2 system, which can be probably about 20,000, I think is the highest I've ever heard of a conversion. That's if you need to get your tank cleaned, and you need to change burners and pump and everything. But generally, we've seen number 6 to number 4 systems conversions often just need to change the pump and clean the tank and get a couple new nozzles in the burner or possibly replace the burner. So we've seen quotes anywhere from 7,000 up to 20,000 being the high end for a conversion to a low sulfur or no sulfur oil option. We do offer incentives for higher volumes, and what we've done is extended that to cluster purchasing groups, which can mean if buildings in a neighborhood or on a block within close proximity can make get together and make a 10,000 gallon order together, they're going to benefit from a 10,000 gallon high volume order, lower price versus the, say, 1,000 or 2,000 that the tank capacity might actually be for those individual buildings. So there's up to a 20 cent per gallon incentive for that. And to quell any concerns with regards to pumps and seals with higher biodiesel blend use, Tri-State Biodiesel is offering equipment guarantees for those pumps and seals for customers that are interested in signing longer-term supply contracts. And then that's a conversation we can have with each individual customer depending on their case. So feel free to contact us anytime for any questions. Thank you.
Great, thanks. And yeah, I mean, something to think about there is that if this high volume discount that could go up to 20 cents per gallon, plus the biodiesel tax credit could also go up to 20 cents per gallon if you're doing B20. So that's a 40%. That's a 40 cent discount per gallon, right?
You can come out of it with basically paying the same rates for your number 6 that you're paying for your number 6 oil while moving to the mandated low sulfur option, and be using a lot less oil. So you're looking at paying number 6 rates, using less oil because of the higher efficiency, and benefiting from the volume discounts and the state credits.
Great, thanks. So now I'll pass it over to Petro.
Hi, I'm Maureen Finito from Petro Oil. And in an effort to get the buildings to comply with the New York City Clean Heat Act, we can offer the following services or incentives. The first thing we would do is send our installation team out for an on-site visit to assess what your options would be, whether you're going to 62, 6 to gas, or 6 to dual fuel. And we would provide you with a written estimate at no additional charge. The second thing we would do is, if we decided to do the work with us, we would offer you a pay for 2-for-1 service contract. Pay for the first year, and you get the second year free. The third thing we would do is offer you discounted pricing. So that would be on an individual basis. We can offer a fixed or variable rate, and it would all be determined on the total gallons delivered, the size of the drop, the tank size, and such. And lastly, we can also perform energy audits. We can identify rebate programs from Con Ed and National Grid, help you with that. And we can also help you with any financing options that may be available to you guys. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me anytime.
Great, thanks. So I'll quickly go over Original Energy's offerings. They weren't able to present themselves today, but they will be there for the Q&A. So Original Energy can provide turnkey services that includes cost assessment for your oil bills, construction management, and also help connect you to rebates and incentives. So one of the things that they'll do for a clean heat building is help you do what they're calling commodity price auditing, which is a free review of your current oil and fuel bills to do a little bit of analysis and to see where you could be saving money. So this is a great service if you're just getting started and you're not really sure who you want to work with in terms of your oil supplier. Also, Original Energy will do free site assessments to help you understand what kind of construction or what kind of equipment you'll need in order to start burning a cleaner heating fuel. And then I'm going to turn over to GC Environmental.
Hello, Greg Collins from GC Environmental. We're a full-service environmental and mechanical service company providing cost-effective turnkey services for boiler conversion, tank, and related environmental needs. One of the most cost-expensive tasks that might be associated with the conversion could be replacing the tank. We provide repair solutions that can give up to a 10-year warranty by fiberglassing your tank, or we could also weld a new bottom, which is far less intrusive and more economical than replacement. If environmental concerns arise, GC also has the licensing personnel and equipment to quickly resolve the issue. With an upgraded tank and proper boiler service from GCE, your boiler may continue in service with ULS 2 fuel oil for many years to come. If you need a new boiler, we can guide you through your choices to reach a decision on your most economical, efficient, and compliant installation. GCE will handle all the certification paperwork, testing, and mechanical services. We will modify your system as needed and handle your revised certificate of operation to ensure full compliance with all associated regulations. The site survey and estimates are free, so if you have any questions, please feel free to call us.
Great, thanks. And the last company we're going to talk about today is Accardi. So Accardi has been in New York for many generations, and they offer both equipment evaluation as well as they work as a distributor. They work directly with a number of manufacturers. They can also help coordinate your contracting services or be your contractor. In terms of the Clean Heat program, they offer a free on-site evaluation of your current equipment. You can get a discounted maintenance contract through them, a 30% discount on a 3-year contract, 40% discount on a 5-year contract. Also, and this last one, or the third one is going to be a great option for bigger buildings that have large heating plants, or maybe property managers that are managing multiple properties that need to do some major renovations, is that we have multiple boiler purchase discounts that are listed here. So if you are purchasing one boiler, if your boiler is at end of life or needs to be replaced, you'll get a 5% discount, and it goes up the more amount of boilers that you're purchasing. Also, Accardi works with Tri-State, who we just heard from today, so they can help you make sure that you have all the equipment that you need in order to be burning the higher blends of biodiesel. So here is the contact information for everybody that's participating in the program so far. Up above, you'll see how to get to this information online. So you go to nyc.gov/cleanheat, click Resources, click Incentives, and you'll see ULS 2 Conversion Specialist Program, and you'll get all of the information, all the descriptions of the offerings that we've talked about today, along with all of this contact information. We can also send you this presentation as a PDF if you want to have it as reference, so just let us know. Also, this webinar will be available online along with a PDF probably next week. So we do know that there's a lot of trades on the line right now. If any of you are interested in becoming a number 2 conversion specialist yourself, applications for this RFQ are being accepted on a rolling basis. It have to be done via the city records, so there's a link there. That's where you can download the RFQ and develop your response and submit your response. All communications and submittals have to go through city records, so this is not when you would call an account manager. This is when you really just deal with the city directly. Also, all the application information is on the website that I just talked about at the bottom, so if you need any of those links, it's always there. Last thing to go over before we launch into Q&A is just some upcoming events that are going to be happening in September. So I guess September is turning into solar thermal month for Clean Heat. We're doing another webinar like this one about solar thermal and how it works in New York City for clean heat buildings. That's going to be on September 9th from noon to 1, and we're co-presenting with CUNY and different representatives from the city of New York. There will also be a tour of the solar thermal installation at the St. Mary's Rec Center in the Bronx. So if you're interested in that, the tentative date is the 24th of September. We're still working on scheduling it, but for either of these events, if you're interested, just email the info@nyccleanheat.org, and we'll make sure you get all the information as it's released. So great. I want to thank everyone on the line for listening in, and also thank, of course, our conversion specialist here